Welcome to the Bill 3 podcast.
All right. Okay. So, hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning into the second episode of the Build 3 podcast, where we understand impact and how it's shaping the startup world. I'm Varun, your host, and today we're joined by Raj Shah, an impact entrepreneur from our third cohort and founder of Stellar Craft Gourmet. With over a decade in hospitality experience, including the Taj and a consultant for many restaurant brands, Raj brings expertise in food and beverage operations. He's a graduate of IHM Aurangabad, and he and his co founder, who is also his partner in life, are now building Asian by Kilo in Mumbai while partnering with Think Tank as a hospitality consultant. Raj, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Glad to be a
Pleasure.
part of this.
It's absolutely a pleasure to have you. All right. So, you've decided to jump into a sector which is quite popular these days with delivery services and all sorts of cuisines, and everybody eats. So everybody in the country is your market at some level. My first question to you is, how did you get inclined to the hospitality and food industry?
It started off much younger in age. As a child, I was very passionate about food and hospitality, and I'm big on experiences. So I love to travel. I love to go out, and that's been always my passion. I was inclined towards hospitality. Hence, I joined IHM Aurangabad. I did about 4 years in Aurangabad, after which I spent some time with Oberoi and Taj. And here I am exploring a lot more, learning a lot more.
Yeah, I've always thought that, you know, as an entrepreneur, what looks good as a customer is very different as what looks good as a business. Maybe through this conversation, we'll realize how that journey has been.
Yeah.
But you're still smiling. So clearly, this journey has been good to you. And you do have one of the best smiles, Raj. I want to jump a little bit into your journey. Um, Startups can become pretty complicated and have lots of jargon and hard to understand. Can you explain your startup like you were explaining it to a 5-year-old? Go.
Yes. I would say we do a lot of bulk Asian food deliveries, and we do a lot of corporate meals. Our target market is house parties as well as corporates. These two happen to be our customers, and we do authentic Asian food delivered to offices or homes. It could be a lot more fancier, but it's straight on point. It's Asian food, bulk portions, and home delivered.
Perfect. And how does one order?
We have our own self-ordering website. WhatsApp is available. Telecalling is available, and then we're also available on Zomato, Swiggy, and Magic Pin. So
Nice. All right. So you've been an entrepreneur long enough. There's
yes,
these moments where it feels like the world is going to end, and it feels
yeah,
like there are these moments where you're on top of the world, right?
yeah,
And this is the journey we've chosen as entrepreneurs, and this is the ups and downs that happens to every one of us.
yes,
So one of those events
yeah.
that happened where you felt like you were absolutely in the pits. If I was to say in Hindi, matlab, totally phad gayi.
हाँ.
Tell us about that. What happened? How you felt? How did you get out of
So,
it?
so there could be two situations. One, there is immense amount of work which happens. We go through a season, a seasonal timer where we have the months like Diwali, New Year Eves, etc., which are extremely busy. And it could be like 3 days or 2 days before the date. We have too many orders and we don't know how we're going to execute it. So the other way is a downside where something just really probably the simplest thing would be as an entrepreneur, you dread not having the balance before a salary day. So, you want to just breathe in and get something, call clients, call people to get your outstandings so that you're able to just meet the salary day. Because you don't want to irk your employees at any point of the time because their households are depending on you. Talking on the upside, when you have way too much work, I'm a big believer of organized chaos. So what I would do is I'll just breathe it. I'll structurally plan the next 2 days, 3 days, or the busy day, and I'll break it down into smaller parts, delegate. But if something is going to go wrong, it may go wrong, but we try to mitigate all the risks possible. We try to control everything. We try to keep it at the minimal. But if something has to go wrong, we're there to handle it. Then we're there for the firefighting. The best way is to break it down and delegate to the right number of people, and half the problem should be solved already.
Sure. So Raj, you gave me the high level answer. I'm not
Yeah.
satisfied with it. I'm gonna go make
Okay.
you go deeper.
Okay.
You said when I can't pay salaries on salary day, was there ever an instance where you could not pay a salary on salary day?
Yes. So it's happened. It happened in lockdown. We had some amount of sustenance, so we sustained for a couple of months. But after basically the fund flow was extremely poor. We were expecting payments, but they were not coming. Orders had dropped down considerably, so there is no new cash flow which is getting infused in the system. And this is just 2 or 3 days before I'm not able to sleep. I'm feeling bad,
Mm.
miserable that we have some people who are dependent on us, and we have to get them to they deserve what they deserve. So we have to get them their salaries on time. Now, cut to the salary day, we've not been yet able to arrange something. We've been trying to talk around, talk to people. Again, even on the morning that we are supposed to pay, we still feel that, okay, the day is not over. Maybe by evening we'll be able to achieve something. We're again struggling, fighting, trying to talk, going harsh on people also at times. People, as in mainly our customers who we have to recover from. So then it comes at point where, half the day is done, and probably if the banking day is over, then pretty much you're not expecting something great to happen. So I've actually gone to my team, and of course, before going to the team, I had a cup of tea at a local chai wala, and I kind of just put all my thoughts together, what I'm supposed to do. So I probably had 2 cups that day, and I was trying to put all the sugar in me so that I can go and speak to people. And I actually went and I confronted my team that, guys, the intent is there, but somewhere the whole possibility of getting funds today has not happened. Although we are trying very hard, it may happen tonight, it may happen tomorrow morning. But as soon as it happens, this is assured that you will get your salaries on time. You will get it immediately. Within the next 30 minutes, you all will receive it. And something that came back was a very nice, good smile from the team saying that, no, sir, it's okay. You take your own time. It may take 5 days. It's absolutely okay. We're here. We're not going anywhere. And this was something which was brought in a lot of confidence in me as a team. I knew I could win a battle if these guys were behind, and it was heartfelt. And those guys are still with us.
Amazing. Love it. Thank you for sharing that. That's a beautiful story, right? All startups, I think, that stand the test of time have these trying moments. They get past it. And it's not just the founders, but it's teams that survive these
Yes.
moments. And it's so amazing to hear that this team is still with you. And now let the hard times come, but you will get past it. Brilliant. I
Yeah.
love it. Thanks, Raj. Um, so there's also the opposite of these fat guy moments, right? There's the
Yeah.
on top of the world, nothing could be better. It's like if I have to think back to my college days, it was like when that girl you've been wanting to see forever and she suddenly says, yes, I'm willing to go on a date with you or something like that. Tell me that startup moment, which was like, wow, ho gaya, this is amazing. I'm top of the world.
There are some which are which are huge achievements on you. You have some milestones or goals that you want to achieve, that you want to hit, or you keep experimenting, and there are some experiments which work really well for you. We keep talking to customers and we keep engaging with them all the time. We introduced a new line of products in January and also recently in March, and the whole movement was like the day we launched, we started getting traction on the same, and January was good traction, March was great traction. These eureka moments were when a lot of experiments come into life after all the hard work and they get picked off the shelf. You feel great about the fact that we've been able to put together a very, very good thing on the table, which is now flying. So I always call it McDonald's entered India with a 20 rupee aloo tikki. They never wanted to sell the aloo tikki, but it was to bring the guy to the door. They wanted to make a vada pav just elevated with a 20 rupee aloo tikki. So that's what was the moment for us. And at these moments, I just feel extremely good that there's a headway. And again, I probably just have go out, have a nice coffee or a chai or just have a beer. And it's a short celebration because your battle is not over. It's still, there's a huge amount of work that is to be done, but you've at least hit that one relay race point where you've taken one baton and you want to run to the next mile now. So so that's how I take goals and milestones.
So what was your aloo tikki moment, right? What
Yeah,
was that
so
amazing product that you launched and the market just like went
So
nuts?
we recently launched a 180 rupee meal box, which is a perfect meal for one for offices. It as far from the brand perspective, it's not a kilo portion, but how we introduced it is a sampling portion. So today, some person may be ordering in an office for a single person. But now that application is not single because now we see day on day orders of 20, 30 meal boxes. So technically, they're ordering for ease of serving and not only about portion sizes. And on the other hand, it's also the price point of a single person wanting to eat a meal at. So he's roughly calculating 200 into 25 days of working 5,000 rupees. So if he would have had a maid at home, cooked, etc., he would have paid way more. So that's the moment of, and that was our backtracking calculation also, which worked for us.
That's good to hear, my friend. That's smart thinking. You thought of the customer need, you reverse engineered the budget, you built a product, you launched it, what you said about last month, and now you're already getting 20, 25 orders a day.
The moment we launched it on 6th of March at 11 a.m. in the morning, and 11:04 we had 4 orders. So that was the kind of timing we're talking about.
I love it. Super stuff, guys. Super stuff. So one of the things that you know about Build 3 is we love to work at the intersection of purpose and profit, right? It's not doing a startup to earn money or just a startup to gain fame, right? A startup is there to serve a purpose in society, to make the world a better place. So what is that for you?
We're customer obsessed. We heavily put that into practice in every way. Conversation that we have with anyone that we have to be customer obsessed. And that's what is going to create the largest impact because it's heartfelt. And then there is, of course, in terms of purpose, we don't stick to authentic ingredients. We use honest ingredients where we don't use any kind of colors or MSG into our products, which we want to contribute to good health and well-being. So that happens to be one of the purposes. And we slowly also wish to impact with eco-friendly packaging, but that's something that is work in progress. We've not achieved it completely. Had some small achievements in that. But yes, largely from a good health and well-being, from utilizing technology to our advantage, whether it's in the delivery space, whether it's loyalty programs, whether it is using social media, leveraging delivery partners, delivery logistic companies. In every space, we want to use technology. Going forward, it may also become robotic cooking. So that could be about 10 years later. But yes.
Sure. Oh, amazing. So better logistics, better packaging, better quality ingredients. So we can reduce our ecological footprint and we can
Yes.
nourish our clients' bodies to the best of our abilities. I like that.
Yes.
That's a pretty solid purpose because there's a lot of food these days, I think, that is not so healthy and a lot of ways in which food can be prepared and distributed that destroys our planet. So keeping that in mind, yet staying with the trend of giving people on the go, busy people on the go healthy meals. We're still solving for that. It's a worthy cause. Thank you. I'm switching gears a little bit again. You were part of our third cohort. You spent some
Yes.
time here in Goa with us and then a lot of time online with us. I'd like to ask you, what is the one or maybe two key things you took away? Things you just remember would be like, this is something I either didn't know before or I knew but I'd forgotten and Bill 3 reminded me and it's become my way of running my business.
Yeah. So one is the customer. I would put it again as the first point. So we used to, of course, take the customer very important. We didn't know that has to be the most important person in your business.
Yeah.
And going backwards, understanding how your marketing strategies have to behave, pricing has to behave, is all depending on the customer. So a lot of times, pricing happens as per competition. Your menu may be copied as per competition, but if suppose we're an Asian brand, but we're not a regular, around the corner Chinese place. So our customers are very different from what the typical what customers are at the neighborhood restaurant. Understanding that and actually strategizing and creating a market, creating that whole strategy of the brand was something that we learned at Build 3. Second was a big one was unit economics. Had no clue about, had no technical know-how because I was not. I've done a specialized course in hotel management, but didn't do a master's or a business oriented course. Unit economics was a big one where we actually went into our own business and understood the commerce of the business. Although the word is unit economics, but it's actually all the commerce that happens in the business. So.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And you are Gujarati, so there's a lot of business in your genes also, as far as I know. Perfect. And is there any one particular moment that might stand out? Something magical happened, you met somebody, or you saw something on screen, or you spoke to somebody. Any moment that is standing out as, that's a snapshot in my mind forever.
So of course, we interacted with Prakash very often because he was our mentor and the guide throughout. And I picked his brain on a lot of finance because that's been my question always. And it's a huge, it has so many underlying points. It has so many rhythms. It's like a song. You need to understand the song well. So whether it's in any language, the song is still the song. So the lyrics have to be understood well. So which is what I always wanted to learn. And I got some insights while I was at Build 3. Yes.
Right. Yeah, I think it's approximately in the sixth week where Prakash runs a session on finance and really gets into the business model and the numbers. And for many people, that's an eye-opening experience. So thank you for sharing that. I am moving again to a rapid fire set of questions.
Yes.
So prepare yourself. You want to do any exercise? You want to stretch your arms? You can do it because I am
Yeah.
going to start firing. You ready? Okay. What's one app you can't live without?
Instagram.
Okay. What is the biggest myth about startups according to you?
It's a lot of money.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's a big
Yeah.
myth. I agree. If you could choose any co-founder in the world, I know you have the most beautiful and the bestest co-founder who is your wife, but if you could still choose another co-founder, like a celebrity co-founder, who would that be?
This business is real, as I said, a lot of commerce involved. So I would vote for Riaz Amlani.
Okay.
I follow him a lot and I really respect the brands or the business that he's created.
That's
So
right now.
Riaz Amlani runs a company called Impresario Hospitality.
Nice. We should tag them and give them this shout out in this post. They
Yes.
should know that there's a whole bunch of next generation of entrepreneurs looking up to them. So thank you so much for that. Carrying on with the rapid fire. Tell me one startup you look up to and you aspire to. This is not a co-founder. This is a startup that you are
Yes.
inspired by.
In the last 6 months, I've been reading a lot about it's called Mokobara. So I'm currently obsessed with the way they've created the brand and they've brought it up. It's not a
Nice.
new company, but yeah, they've been doing a fairly good job out of creating a cult from a bad brand. So
Yeah. Okay. Scale fast or simmer slow? What's your startup cooking style?
Slow, absolutely slow.
It all
That's the
tastes
way.
better when it happens slowly. It all
Yeah.
tastes better. Bootstrapping or VC money, which tastes better?
So we've not tasted the latter yet, but bootstrapping is something that we're at, and it's great. It has a lot of rationality. Yeah.
Inshallah, brother, inshallah.
Yes.
Uh, Most ridiculous food trend you secretly hope dies out.
I think mayo and cheese on everything.
I'm surprised you didn't say ketchup. My dad loves
Yeah,
ketchup
no,
on everything.
ketchup is now past. Now new is mayo and cheese on everything. So
All
yeah,
right, all right. Here's a big one, okay? The battle of the two Fs. Funding or food critics? Which makes you more nervous?
funding. Yeah,
All right. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Complete this sentence. My startup is changing the food industry by
making catering easy.
perfect. What sustainability practice do you wish more restaurants should adopt?
I think number one is water conservation. It's a huge one, and
Yeah,
second is eco-friendly packaging. But
yes,
water is huge, and
yes.
I foresee with robotic cooking that will have a huge impact on water consumption.
Mm, amazing. Thank you for saying that. Last one for you, okay? Excel sheet or whiteboard?
Both. Uh,
I like
whiteboard
it.
first. Yes, whiteboard first.
One word your team would use to describe your leadership style.
Chilled.
Chilled. I like it. Food reference, pun intended.
Yeah.
What was the first sign you knew you were building something that mattered?
The first sign, I think amazing responses, great feedback, and referrals.
Yeah, I've seen some of your Swiggy and Zomato and Google feedback, and it's fabulous. Okay, I'm moving to now the closing stage. As you look forward to building and scaling your business,
Yes.
what is an opportunity that's in front of you now, and over the next few months you're going to be working on it? That excites you,
Yes.
makes you a little bit nervous, but it excites you.
So the opportunity is that we're trying to getting better with margins. So as I said, we're making the commerce better. It even 1-2% increases every month also helps us understand that we're doing the right thing. As an opportunity, as soon as we hit a good margin, we want to grow this to a multi-city model or a multi-location model. So yet research on that is ongoing, but we're glad that we're able to build a model which is now has over 80% pickup rate. So it's great because a lot of people are actually struggling with that even today.
And that new box product you just told me about, that boxed product for 180
Yes.
rupees, is that one of the products with a higher margin?
Yes. So it gives us higher margins plus volumes. So it also actually creates that the one a single order may not help me get great margins, but probably if you order 5 or 10 is amazing margin for us. So
Hmm,
yeah.
fair enough. All right. And there's a lot of big trends going on in the startup world today, right? From we're seeing a slowdown in startup funding to we're seeing AI of everything. This might not be the startup world, but there's a lot of tariffs in the world that Trump is putting, and consequently, countries are reacting. We're seeing plant-based, lab-based foods. So there's many trends in your industry, in the startup industry, in the world in general. What is one
Yes.
that has caught your attention, and talk to us about
So number one, it starts with the ecosystem. India as a space, the ecosystem is getting much better now. Availability of ingredients, availability of technology. Also, people who are well versed with technology are available in the country, and it's not something that we're aspiring from another country or outsourcing it. So that's something which is amazing. Current trend is K-pop. So
Yeah,
food is speaking a lot about K-pop at this moment,
yeah,
and the testament is McDonald's launching Korean burgers
yes,
worldwide, not only in
yeah.
India.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yes. So that's something which is really seeping in the culture. But the next big thing that is actually expected is the way Korea was able to create a K-pop wave.
Mm.
India is going to create the next wave with music, with culture, and it's
Mm,
going to go deep rooted. So we're
yeah.
talking about healthcare, we're talking about millets, we're talking about artists, we're talking about Bollywood.
All right, my friend, I'm going to close with anything you'd like to share with the audience about Asian by Kilo. You want to tell them about a new product, you want to tell them about how to reach out to you, you want to say anything. This is your time. How
Yeah.
can people stay in touch? What do you want them to know?
So Asian by Kilo, please reach out to us on Instagram. Easiest. We are available on Zomato, Swiggy if you're in Mumbai, or just call us WhatsApp. We're actively available all across, instantly responding. So you don't have to wait for responses from us. And anything with food and beverage, you can hit me up on LinkedIn. I'm happy to help. So
There you have it.
yeah.
Raj from Asian by Kilo. Thank you so much, brother. It's been a pleasure. It's been fun. It's been real. And I really enjoyed this time. Thank you.
Thank you for listening. For more information, visit build3.org or follow us on our social media channel.